Hi, this is Cass from Aussie Cass Plays, and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. This is another challenge one that I did the 5x5 tiny home challenge a little while ago. This one is another tiny home, which is 7x7, although you'll see that I've it's not a box. I made it a box originally and then I sort of adjusted the size, but it is 49 squares on the interior. And the goal of this challenge is that the house has to include at least one object from every pack that you own, hence the cluttered thing. The name of the challenge, as it was come up with by the original YouTubers, is the Stuffed Tiny House Challenge. I went with cluttered. Stuffed makes it sound like it's broken. That might be an Australian slang thing, but there you go. So the name of the two YouTubers who came up with this are Groovy Simmer and the SimPanions, so like companions, but SimPanions plural. I'll put their names in the description of this video, so you should definitely check them out. And if you decide to do this challenge yourself, throw them some credit. That'd be awesome. So the balcony is bigger than the original, than the sort of 7x7. But I haven't put anything super useful on there. You'll see later on I chucked like some decor, basically. There's an extra chair and a table out there. But given that the purpose of this challenge wasn't to create a tiny 5x5 livable everything within that space so much as it was to clutter the heck out of it, I didn't feel so guilty this time around putting extra stuff on the balcony. There's also, later on you'll see I gave them a little backyard and stuff with a barbecue. But I had a lot of fun with this build. I've kind of gone for blues and white aqua colours. I've realised, thinking about it, I did a very similar colour scheme when I did my beach house originally, except it was yellow and blue. And I'm starting to think for my next challenge, I'm going to have to do a different colour scheme because I'm a bit of a one-trick pony, it turns out. It's either earth tones and like wood tones, or it's blue. So that's a thing. And my two favourite colours are brown and blue, so I guess you can tell. I had the devil's own time trying to match the timber and stuff outside, but it's fine. I think it looked alright. As far as the approach I took to this challenge, what I did was furnished all of the rooms. Some of it is base game stuff, some of it is stuff from packs. But then what I did, once I put all of the basic furniture in that you need for a house, I went through, you'll see, I haven't quite got there yet, but I went through and sorted by each of the packs and then added extra stuff, like extra clutter. I adjusted, changed some furniture, not a lot of it though, adjusted what choices I'd made, fiddled around with stuff. It was a lot of fun to do, actually. I really love piling the clutter on. I think this is why I like home renos so much, because you get to stack on more and more and more items. It does mean that this tiny 7x7 home on the gallery is running at 40-something thousand simoleons, which isn't great for a house for two people, but that's okay, and it's not a great house. So you'll see I'm sorting now. I put the child mannequin in the lounge room just because I thought that corner of the lounge room would be like random stuff. And then in the bedroom, I've got another random stuff corner, and then the wall behind the lounge and above the TV are also kind of packed with stuff. Those are basically the spaces. Oh, and above the dining table. Those are the spaces that I have put my clutter into and my decorations into. There were a few packs that were particularly hard to use. One is, unsurprisingly, Spooky Day, I think it's called, the Halloween pack, because it was hard to find anything kind of coherent that would fit with the house. I mean, this is clearly the house of a hoarder who likes blue. So there was that. The vampire one was also a bit tricky, but not as bad because there are some paintings and stuff that I was able to use. I think they were the two hardest. The other one that I have is the romantic garden pack, which is basically plants and marble statues and stuff. So the wall, you'll see the wall above that little dining table ends up being plants, indoor plants, and I put romantic garden stuff on there. I originally downsized it, but then the lights were throwing some really weird shadows and it kind of bothered me. So, I ended up changing it. So you'll see here I'm playing with the vampire pack stuff. The fish that I put on the wall, like the vampire squid, I felt a bit cheaty almost. But it is technically an item from the vampire pack, even if it's one that you would normally have to unlock. And the lights that I used are different pack lights and stuff. Now, I did playtest this lot. The main things, after I finished recording, I had to move the bookshelf. I think that was the only real change that I had to make, because I put it, there's a tiny little bit of wall next to the fridge, blocked the fridge. I should have figured out it would do that. I had a suspicion that it might. I was hoping that it wouldn't, but yeah. So I ended up having to move that. So I had to kind of rearrange the clutter on the wall behind the couch a little bit. I didn't actually show that in this video. See, if you look at this is the romantic garden stuff. The weird shadow that the big, I don't even know what you call it, like the trellis thing that I put above the dining table, because I downsized it a couple of sizes. It puts this really weird long shadow on the wall, because the game's obviously rendering the shadow of the proper object, which was a bit annoying. So I had to kind of go, oh well, I'll make it big again. So what am I up to now? I think this is like seasons, maybe? Yeah, I think this might be seasons now. I can't remember. And kids' garden stuff. I had a lot of fun with the lighting in the corner of the bedroom. In all of this house, I think my single favourite thing is the back wall of that bedroom. I love the randomness of it. It's like a mixture of lights, plants, and kids' toys, which I really loved. See, it's so cute. I nearly actually made that the thumbnail for this video, but all of my other thumbnails have been like houses, so I thought it would be weird to show a corner of a room, even if it does sort of display the clutter thing quite nicely. So yeah, at this point I'm just slapping on extra clutter. I actually, because the challenge was to use at least one item from every pack, because I don't have every pack, I think I have maybe 2/3 of them, I actually went with 2. So 2 from every pack as a minimum. I think for most of them I used more. Possibly not Romantic Garden and Spooky Day. I did use more Romantic Garden stuff outside the house, but none of that counts. So yeah, so you see here I'm resizing everything now. So this is where I started tinkering with it, basically. I toyed with curtains, but I only put them in the bedroom in the end because it just was overlapping all my beautiful clutter. I didn't want to have to move it all again. I was enjoying the clutter that I had. The garden is pretty straightforward. I spent a little bit of time on landscaping, but I didn't do any raised terrain or anything. This is going to be my next challenge to myself. Not like challenge like this video challenge, but challenge to myself more broadly. I don't really do terrain very well. I'm not very good at it. I watch all of these YouTubers messing with terrain heights and it just blows my mind, the stuff that they can achieve with it. And when I do it, I just end up making the ground go up and down in the same spot over and over, and it looks really stupid. And then I give up and undo it all. I did that with the wedding. If you've seen my wedding venue speed build that I did, I tried to raise just one garden bed in that, and it was a hot mess, and I ended up giving up. It was really bad. So, yeah, that's going to be my next challenge to myself, I think. My next personal challenge is going to be figuring out how that dang terrain tool works and getting it done so that my houses can be kind of split level and having multiple sets of stairs instead of just me raising the foundation and slapping a set of stairs on it, and then that's it. So that is my goal. Obviously, I haven't done that here. I've raised the foundation and slapped a set of stairs on it. And at this point, I think I'm just tinkering with lights. Oh, here's where I added the bookshelf that didn't work because I'm a genius like that. Yeah. Anyway, this challenge was a lot of fun. You should definitely give it a go. It was actually, I love playing with clutter. It's a thing. I think everyone should do it. Clutter the heck out of all our builds. And then if you do it, like I said, throw the credit to the SimPanions and Groovy Simmer, who are two small YouTubers like me, only they're better than me. Yeah, you should definitely, credit where credit's due. All right, well, I'm almost done with this now, and I'm basically talking nonsense at this point, so I'm going to end my commentary here. If you have enjoyed, like and subscribe, check out my Let's Plays and my other speed builds. My channel is more Let's Plays and challenges than speed builds. I think the main thing I do at the moment is my 100 Vampire Baby Challenge. I've also got a fun little Strangerville challenge happening at the moment, which is the Surviving Strangerville Challenge, which I can't even remember the name of which is the challenge and which is my video. Surviving Strangerville is my video series, and it's the Strangerville Survival Challenge, I think. I think I've got that right. Anyway, I'm having a lot of fun with that as well. So yeah, check those out if you're interested. Check out some of my other speed builds, and like and subscribe and blah, blah, blah. And I will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.